Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another Tempo Storm Wild Meta video, where we highlight decks and strategies you can use to become legendary on the Hearthstone Wild ladder. The launch of Descent of Dragons, along with the nerf to Snip Snap Warlock, has shaken the Wild meta to its very core. In the early days of the new meta, we're seeing some classic but forgotten archetypes make triumphant comebacks, and we're seeing powerful new archetypes emerge thanks to new game-breaking combos, and it's all possible thanks to the staggering power level of Descent of Dragons. Thanks to all these changes, there's a lot to explore in the Wild format, so join us as we take a look at the strongest new and returning decks of the early Descent of Dragons meta. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone channel to keep up to date with our Hearthstone content. To start, Wild Pirate Warrior is back with a vengeance. The archetype has been a fixture of Wild for years, but it's been power creeped out of the meta for quite some time, thanks to the popularity of decks built around Baku the Moon Eater, Gen Greymane, and Reynad Jackson. But now, Descent of Dragons has introduced several powerful new cards that give Pirate Warrior the push it needs to come back to relevance, so let's take a closer look. Parachute Brigand's ability to summon itself from your hand allows for explosive starts and the potential for massive damage with Ship's Cannon. Sky Raider draws extra cards to give pirates an extra level of sustainability, and gives you access to hard-hitting pirates from outside of the warrior class as well. On top of this, Ankar is a hard-hitting new weapon that ensures Pirate Warrior has the resources it needs to keep constant pressure going into the mid to late game. Ankar is especially powerful if you use cards like Upgrade, Bloodsail Cultist, and Captain Greenskin to increase its durability. Thanks to being able to draw the Bloodsail Cultist and Greenskin with this weapon's effect, the engine can sometimes feel never-ending. Altogether, Descent of Dragons has made Pirate Warrior faster and more resilient, giving it the gas it needs to go toe-to-toe with the best decks in Wild. Hijo's early success with the deck has brought pirates back to the forefront on ladder, so be prepared to face this deck frequently if you're not playing it yourself. Pirate Warrior isn't the only old deck that's seeing a resurgence in the new meta. Even Warlock is back with some serious upgrades from Descent of Dragons. This Warlock deck has always been about using its discounted hero power to fuel an offense with massive minions, and Abyssal Summoner's Battlecry to create a taunting demon with attack and health equal to your hand size fits right in. New Even Warlock also includes Nether Breath as redundancy on Lesser Amethyst Spellstone, with the option to go face, as well as a new dragon package to ensure Nether Breath is active as much as possible. Perhaps the most exciting addition to the deck is Zeraku the Warped, which allows you to turn your self-damage effects and hero power into a continuous source of threats. If you put it all together, Even Warlock has a lot of things going for it, and in a world where minion-based aggro decks are fighting Secret Mage for dominance and Snip Snap Warlock has disappeared, Even Warlock may have a place in the meta once again. So far we've talked about upgrades to established decks that are bringing them back to the spotlight, but that's not the only impact Descent of Dragons is having on Wild. Togwaggle Priest is a brand new archetype that's made possible by the new card Murozond the Infinite. The combo with Murozond and King Togwaggle is simple. First, draw through your entire deck, then play King Togwaggle to steal your opponent's deck and leave them in fatigue. If your opponent plays King's Ransom to take their deck back, simply play Murozond the Infinite to replay King's Ransom and take it back yourself. The Togwaggle combo is not the only thing that this new Priest deck has going for it though. Kohai's Seminal List features an Awaken the Maker's Death Rattle package with Twilight's Call that gives the deck a surprisingly robust early game. Explosive Sheep and Blood Mage Thalness with Spirit Lash keeps the board clear and your health protected, and a Dead Ringer and Loot Hoarder help you draw through your deck and achieve your combo as quickly as possible. The quest reward from Awaken the Makers is a win condition of its own against aggro decks, and helps you buy time to get the Togwaggle combo online against slower decks. Togwaggle Priest is an exciting new direction for Priest to go in, and it's still being refined, so we can look forward to watching this new deck evolve in the weeks to come. Priest isn't the only class with shiny new toys. Descent of Dragons brings us Necrim Apothecary, and its ability to draw and copy Death Rattle minions opens up some exciting new possibilities in Rogue. Not only does the Apothecary work well in existing big Rogue strategies to copy minions like Silver Vanguard and Mechanical Whelp, but it also has the potential to create abusive combos with big Death Rattle rattles like Octisari, a Nubasoth Warbringer, and even Deathwing Dragonlord. The combo with Deathwing Dragonlord is particularly powerful and forms the centerpiece of one of Wild's most explosive new aggro decks. Here's how the combo works. Start with Necrium Blade equipped and with only 1 durability, then play Necrium Apothecary with combo to draw Deathwing Dragonlord from your deck. Then attack with Necrium Blade to destroy it, and trigger Necrium Apothecary's new Death Rattle, which summons Deathwing Dragonlord from your hand. This combo puts 14-17 stats in play as early as turn 4, and if Deathwing Dragonlord is the only Death Rattle minion in your deck, your Apothecary will draw it 100% of the time if you haven't drawn it already. Beyond the Deathwing combo, early Apothecary Rogue builds like Corbett's are playing a lightning-fast pirate package featuring Ship's Cannon alongside new Descent of Dragon pirate staples, Bloodsail Flybooter, and Parachute Brigand. This early list is even playing a spicy side combo with Falderai Strider and Stowaway, while summoning 3 4/4 minions for only 5 mana. This deck is capable of building powerful boards in the blink of an eye, and is definitely on our list of decks to watch in the Descent of Dragons meta. Last but certainly not least, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the most powerful new deck from Descent of Dragons, Galakrond Shaman. Galakrond the Tempest has made massive waves in Standard and has created one of the most dominant early meta archetypes in Hearthstone's history. This deck was so oppressive, it resulted in the fastest balance changes after a new set that the game has ever seen. Galakrond Shaman's strength in Standard is undeniable, but what does this have to do with Wild? Powerful Standard decks are always popular in Wild to a certain extent, but since the Wild format has a relatively high power level, unmodified Standard decks rarely break through to high-level success. Still, Galakrond Shaman is seeing some experimentation at top levels in Wild, with Corbett reaching rank 4 Legend with his own build that features not only the full Galakrond Invoke package with Dragon's Pack, but also the dominating combo of Evolve and Desert Hare that was only just recently cut from Standard. Put it all together and you have a potent archetype that may be poised to take Wild by storm. At the time of this video, the balance changes to Shaman have just gone live, so it remains to be seen how much those changes will impact this deck. Even after the changes, we're sure that the Galakrond package and the Evolve package are still powerful, so you'll definitely want to keep this deck on your radar. The launch of Descent of Dragons and the nerf to Snip Snap Warlock have vastly changed the landscape in Wild, bringing a couple of classic archetypes back to the spotlight and introducing powerful new archetypes that are just starting to make a name for themselves. Which of these decks are you the most excited to try? Let us know in the comments which new or updated decks you're having fun with, and which Wild decks you'd like for us to feature next. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone YouTube channel in order to stay up to date with Wild meta developments. See you next time!